Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Jannu tribe. And we are here getting a good eyeful of Moel, who happens to be a wandering male, not a rogue, so you don't have to worry about him getting any of our females pregnant, but one of the wandering creatures on the island. And we're probably not going to invite him into the tribe. He has really bad genes, and he has spiky body, so it would hurt any female we tried to mate with him. But the good news is that he does seem to entertain the children. So right now, little Cuckoo is keeping a good eye on him and seems somewhat entertained by Moel's presence. He definitely does look very interesting. The poor creature, he's got double no paw. I mean, just look at him. The poor plight of Moel. We're not ever going to be able to bring him into the family or really do anything with him either. But he's keeping an eye on the babies, which is a good thing. And we've got a lot of babies in our tribe right now and more babies on the way. So last time we had Comey have another child with Alik, who does not have very long for this world. I think he only has another couple days to live because he almost drowned himself when we found him. And we're going to try to pass on a few more of his interesting traits to his children. So far, the most interesting child that he and Comey have had is actually Pookie. Pookie is quite interesting, very strong. Pookie has claw ability and big body, so Pookie's quite strong. We definitely needed that because we did have quite a few attacks from predators recently. So, Pookie, are you going to keep an eye on that? Yeah, he's going to go ahead and explore this little grass spot, make sure no predators, no big bad predators are hiding in there. No, don't worry, Pookie, it's just Moel. But Pookie witnessed the death of his grandfather and a uncle of his due to a predator. We were attacked by two predators at the same time, and we were just barely able to defend ourselves. So Pookie is going to grow up into a big tough fighter, and Pookie has a younger brother named Cuckoo, who's kind of just a generalist across the board, probably going to be a good berry collector, might be somebody who could do a little bit of fishing or clam collecting, depending on where we send him. For now, I'm going to have him step out of the nest because we are going to have Comey step up here, and she's going to become pregnant with Alik and jump into the nest. Next thing, we're just trying to have as many babies with Alik as possible before he passes on. And we'll have to see what kind of child they have next. They did just have a little daughter named Isla, and we may rename Isla. I think we're going to rename Isla after Orchid. Comey is Orchid's daughter, her eldest daughter, if I remember correctly. So we might name her Orky. Yeah, we'll go ahead and name her Orky. And that will be after Orchid and Comey. And so then we have, Orky? Yeah, Orky will work. It's kind of silly, but so is Pookie. So maybe we'll rename all of them. Let's name them Kooky, Pookie, and Orky. So we know that they're all siblings. But Comey, now that she's middle-aged and has fallen in love with someone who is of very weak and ill health, seems to be intent on popping babies out as quickly as possible because all three of these little ones actually belong to her. So it's very interesting to see how she's just trying to have as many babies as she can with her beloved mate Alik, kind of named after Eric from The Little Mermaid, to be honest, who she rescued from drowning before he passes away pretty soon. And poor Comey is probably going to lose her mother next turn too. So we're going to say goodbye to Orchid in just a moment here. She did a wonderful job defending her territory, her children, her grandchildren, her nest from the predator that approached as well. And then we've got a few more babies coming in. Oh my goodness, we've got so many expectant mamas. I didn't notice we had so many. And then we have Jalee, and Jalee is desperately trying to have a good tide pool child with Triton. I really thought when Triton was born and the same turn Jalee and her sister Orca were born, I really thought they would be able to have lots and lots and lots of children that would just be absolutely covered in gills and swimming tails and be able to dive into the water and get fish and clams all over the place. And so far we've found pretty much nothing. So that's a bit of a pity. Both of the children that Triton has had with Orca and Jalee so far have actually been better for the land than anything. We've got Ray over here, who I guess I could at least make study up along the beach. She can run around the beach in endless circles. She's got great movement and good collecting, so she might end up being one that we send to the next island, but she's not really got anything to do with swimming. She's got a few recessives. She might might have a child with gills, for instance, or a child with water body, and she has swimming tail, but she doesn't even have, and she's got like recessive webbed hind legs. So her children might unexpectedly pop up with all sorts of swimming abilities, but not really Ray. So she might just run along the beach and collect up a bunch of clams. Might be one we send to the next island pretty soon, because she's really good at collecting things and really good at movement. So we'll keep an eye on her. Who or what is rustling? Excuse you. We're going to check. New Deer is going to come on over. All right. Do we need to defend her? And New Deer is actually going to stay with Sani. So Sani is currently pregnant with her brother Triton's child out of sheer desperation to have more children with the aquatic gene. And I'm going to leave Sani here, and I think she and New Deer are actually going to become mates. I think they could have some pretty interesting children together. They both have recessive violet eyes, and they both have opposing immunity genetics, so DNA and E and B, so they would have healthy children, and they have fishing tail and swimming tail, so it might be really fun just to see what kind of babies they have. And I'm going to cross my fingers that we're not going to get short-sighted eyes in with those babies. All right, so because we have 2 out of the 3 mothers on the nest being ones that I really want to see swimming traits on, let me make sure that we get swimming abilities in there. Maybe let's do water body, because if we're going to have creatures that go into the deep water, gills will give you the ability to breathe underwater, but if you can't really move very far in the water, it kind of is pointless. And then let's go ahead and let's leave poison fangs in there, just in case, just because that might be kind of a fun thing to see. All right, so we've got all of the moms lined up and they're ready to have their next baby. And I've been thinking about maybe breeding Doel and Navarre one last time. I don't think we really need to. We have so many creatures and more babies being born, but they've had some really good children. I think it's okay. I think I need to let it go. They've had some amazing children. Navarre and Doel are actually siblings, but they had different immunity genes, so it was safe to breed them. And they have had Sani, Quirky, Vanro, Triton, and New Deer. Triton is the one that really threw me, and he is just amazing. I really have very high hopes for his children. So I think it is time to pass the opportunity to have tons of babies to Triton instead. But I will have, because Navarre is about to pass away, I will go ahead and make it so that he and Doel can kind of be next to each other while that moment is happening. And then I have Rira, who is a good little explorer. She is basically good for being a scout. And Orchid, who is a good grandmother who is also about to pass away. So I'm about to lose these 2 next turn, but they have had vibrant, amazing lives. Orchid was the very first female born on the island and saved the day because we were so scared that we wouldn't have anyone to continue on the Jannu tribe with. Without a new female, we would have had the whole tribe die off. All right, so is everybody doing good? We've got little Vanro ready to collect up all of these things. Moel is just going around in circles. Newt is gathering up a bunch of nuts, and he's gathering up whatever clams show up next to him. Do the clams only show up if you stay next to the water? I'll have to figure it out. And then we've also got Kirkir over here. Let's see, he's got good smelling. I'm not sure if smelling is used for anything yet. And he's actually a really good collector, so I might have him kind of focus on staying near some berry bushes, maybe over here, and gathering up a bunch of berries. We are getting very, very, very close to having 200 food, and I'm getting kind of antsy for the next island, but I don't know. I don't feel like we have any kids that really stand out to me and make me go, wow, these would be amazing for the middle island just yet. But you know what? We have 3 babies about to be born. So let's start with Jalee over here on the little tadpole spot, and let's see if she has any good water baby this time. We finally have a water baby! Oh my gosh! Nunu! Huzzah! And unfortunately, he can't catch any fish or crack any nuts. Well, gosh darn. You guys, maybe I should just give up on this. This is so hard. Trying to get a bunch of creatures who can go into the water and gather things is just like tearing my hair out. So we have Nunu, and he's got gills so he can do underwater breathing, and he's got pretty green eyes and violet eye secondary and E and F immunity, awesome for him, and he's healthy and he has good eyesight, and he has okay movement, but he can hardly collect anything, and he doesn't have any ability to crack any nuts, and he doesn't have any ability to be able to catch any fish. Oh my goodness. What have I done? Oh, this is so much harder than I thought it would be to get some babies who would be kind of useful for the aquatic creatures. All right, Orca, I think we might swap over to you. How are you different from your sister genetically? Almost not different at all. So maybe I'll just stick to Orca for a little bit. Or, well, you know what? Orca might have some panda babies at least. That would be interesting. All right, you guys, that's getting tricky. Trying to see if we can manage to pull off some really interesting looking water creatures. So I'm going to let Jolie go ahead, and she can do cracking at least. And maybe I'll just have her look for some... Maybe I'll just have her go ahead and look for a whole bunch of clams, because that seems to be about as useful as I can make my tide pool family so far. I'm sure we'll get there eventually. All right, maybe we had better luck with some of the other babies. Ooh, a violet-eyed baby. We have a violet-eyed male named Kutata, and he has really great movement actually, and he's got okay collecting and normal strength and a little teensy bit of swimming. It's almost like the swimmer's tail was just a leftover, and he actually seems pretty good. Great. He doesn't have short-sighted eyes. He doesn't have hemophilia. He has fishing tail secondary, which would be very useful to pass on to somebody, and he's got D and E immunity, and he's just very handsome. I like him. I like him a lot. All right, I think, and he's got great movement. I think Kutata, what should I name you? You're the child of Sani and Triton. You know what? Kutata is a pretty cool name, actually. I like the repetition there. I think that he may be one of the ones that we will actually send on to the next island. I like him. All right, I think that'll work out wonderfully. And let's go ahead and have Sani kind of step back and become pregnant. And then we'll have New Deer decide that he really loves this little guy right here, and he's going to defend him. So New Deer is going to make sure this is not a suspicious rock. I mean, I'd be a little nervous. Last time we were over here, we stumbled on a whole predator's den, but we'll have to see what kind of babies these two end up having. And then who is our third child? Oh my gosh, really? Oh, no way! Finally! Oh my gosh! And I wasn't even trying! And finally we have all the traits I was going for. Oh, because of the claw! Forget fishing tail! Because fishing tail gives us fishing, but so does claw! It's all coming together now! Okay, I'm starting to figure some of it out. Okay, slowly but surely getting there. All right, so Rorako, who is Komi's child. Komi and Alik's child. I'm actually going to name her Rela. Let's name her Rayla. There we go. But Rayla here, she has bad immunity because she's doubled up on B. But the good news is, look at this, you guys. She is underwater breathing. She has good movement on her swimming from water body. And she has the ability to catch fish because she has claw. I am so excited. We finally have a fisher. And it's on the wrong side of the island from what I was even trying to breed up. I can't believe that. Where did the water body come from? She's got full water body. And then big body. Where did the water body come from? Did I have water body in there? Maybe I did. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that was interesting. And Orky here, she has hemophilia and short-sighted eye secondary, but otherwise she's kind of not terrible. She's a good fighter. So maybe we would send her to the next island too. I think we're finally starting to pull in a bit of a generation. No, I'm sorry, Moel, not you. Who I would send to the next island. So let me send Komi down here. This is the very last child she and Alik will be able to have. Whew. And then I'm going to gather up these nuts with Newt, and gather up all of these berries with Cookie. And then, yeah, I'll leave, oh, that's right, I gave all of them, let's name her Reiki. There we go. Because all of the children with Alik and Komi actually have, like, Ki at the end of their name. And then, let's see, Pookie, I really like Pookie. I want to send him to the next island too. And he's got a lot of interesting genes. And I think he does have the ability to fish and to crack nuts. And he's got okay movement. Not great movement, but okay movement. So I might move him over here so he can kind of keep an eye out. Look at that! He'll come over and he'll start gathering up some of these delicious clams. I think that's what he'll do. And Elite can kind of keep an eye on things with him. Why is it rustling? Who's rustling? I heard you. Aha! I think that's just a bunny, so we don't have to worry about that. And then Rira can help do a little bit more adventuring as a scout. And Dolly has had a wonderful life trying to be a bit of a seer of the tide pool and pass on the genes that she could to her children. So I think Dolly will go ahead. I'm going to have her adventure in this big tide pool. I think that sounds like the right thing to do with Dolly. Just let her go ahead and kind of have an adventure in the big tide pool to sort of wrap up the last of her life, because she has done amazing things for this tribe and introduced so many fun new stories and so many fun new genetics. So, wow, Reiki. Oh, I can't believe I finally have my first fisher, and she's not even in the right side of the tribe. She was born in the wrong nest for what I was even going for there. All right, and then Piper is a good collector who can breathe underwater. And she's got good genes. Piper, I might need to breed you with somebody. Like Cuckoo? I'm gonna have to think about it. All right, but yeah, we will start picking the ones that I'll send to the next island pretty soon, because we're getting to the point where, oh, there was a little clam. We'll go catch that in a second. We're getting to the point where that would be a good idea. All right, is that everybody moved? Other than you, little one? And Kuvan is just really good. We'll send him over here. He will be an excellent berry collector. He was totally meant for it. He was born to the deer line. He is ready to gather up all these berries. That'll be fantastic. All right. And then otherwise, I'm just going to leave a leak there so that he can be there with the birth of his 5th and final child. He had a lot more children than I thought he was going to be able to before his time was up. And then what do I have in Poison Fangs and Claws? All right, let's see. Oh, Elite, goodbye. And he had a daughter, Lakori. So Lakori was born, and she has runner's leg and no paw, B&B immunity, and also water body that came out of nowhere. I have no idea why water body is coming in so often. But she could breathe underwater if she wanted to, just she can't really collect anything. So Lakori, I do not think you're probably going to the next island, my dear. All right, and did I have any other female on the nest? I don't think I did. Triton, do you need to go ahead and okay. Oh, we finally found the bunny burrow that was making so much noise over here. Wonderful. Well, let's go ahead and Nunu. He's got underwater breathing and good swimming. And he has a little bit of strength, but unfortunately he can't really do anything. He can swim really well though. So maybe we'll send Nunu out and he can play in the tide pool at the least. He can't even collect up these clams. Well, that's kind of sad. All right. And then can you collect up clams, Piper? Yeah, Piper can collect up clams, but she can also collect up berries. And she's very good at that. And that's just Moel. Don't worry about him. He's just wandering around. He can't even steal our food. Moel, don't drown yourself. There we go. He got out of there. And then, yeah, Orky. I think she's very interesting. So I think I will definitely keep her nearby. She can help out with this berry bush if she so wishes. And we might send Orky on because she has the venomous fangs, which would be fun to pass on. All right, and then Pookie is going to come over. I'm going to send him right on top of here, and he can gather up these clams. I'm going to let Dolly explore and gather up the clams from this tide pool. Oh dear, did I put her under the water? Dolly, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I forgot that you had children who could breathe underwater, not you. I'm so sorry, Dolly. Oh, we'll try to get her out of there soon. And then Comey, I guess Comey can come over and she can help gather. No, we're not going to. No, I'm sorry, Moel. I saw that. Moel tried to confuse her in a moment of distraction and become her mate, but that's not going to happen. All right. Yep. I think that it's about time to start picking from the children that we have had. Vonro is a very healthy male after all. and just getting ready to send them on to the next island. Quirky is also a very healthy male, so that's what we'll do next time, is we'll really start differentiating between the ones we want to take with us and the ones that we might go ahead and we might leave, and just see if we have any luck at all with trying to have the interesting babies that we are aiming for. I think Kutata is quite interesting though, and he has excellent movement, so I'll start pushing him towards the other end of the island. Let's put his mother Sani on the nest, and then New Deer is just going to do a little exploring. Oh, there's a whole berry bush there, awesome. A little exploring to keep his new mate safe, who he's probably very attached to. And then, let's see, Kuvan. I also want to send Kuvan over, I think. He's another great mover with really good berry collecting. I think he has some very interesting recessives, because he's got violet eye recessive, he's got gills, he's also got swimming tail recessive, so that might be pretty useful. I think that claw is definitely something I want to start seeing in on more of our creatures. So let me put claw over here, and maybe... do I want water body in? I think I'm about ready to give up on the water body for a little while. We've spread the gene around a little bit in so many of our creatures. It might be a fun surprise recessive to pop up in the future, but otherwise, we've just not had any luck with a deep swimmer except for Reiki. You know what, Reiki? She's gonna be our little test. We're gonna send her to the next island for sure. And she's going to be our test to see if even trying to breed up a good swimmer is a good idea. So we're going to get her into the water, and she's going to splash around over here until we're ready to move to the next island and try to see if fishing is even worth it. So that's going to be quite fun to see. All right, let's get Rira over here and clear out more of the grass. We've just about explored the whole island all of a sudden too. It feels like that just sort of snuck up on us. Alright, and let's go ahead and see what kind of baby Sani is going to have. Is it going to be another one that we will send to the other side of the island to hopefully move on to the middle island? I'm so excited about that, by the way. Oh, she's beautiful! Sani, congratulations! Little Siko! Oh, she looks wonderful! Violet eyes, healthy, she's got fishing tail recessive, she's got poison fang recessive, unfortunately short eye, but recessive. Much better. And she's got very good collecting. Siko, you're definitely going to be going on to the next island. Very excited about that. We'll give her, she is from the deer line. So let's name her Sea Deer with like D-E-A-R. So it's like, oh, my dear. So she will be going to the next island for sure. That's very exciting. And we'll have Sani step this way, explore this grass patch, and New Deer. He can actually collect all the berries off of that and do a little exploring right here. He's got his very first daughter. I'm so proud. And he's gotten over his cold, thank goodness. And his son is on his way over. Little Kutata. I'm going to change... Well, you know what? Is he a good... No, he's not really a good fighter. He's just kind of like a general scout. I'm going to send him this way. Going to send... Oh, look at that. Another berry bush. There we go. Rira can come over here. Keep an eye on this berry bush with all of 2 berries. That'll be a good snack for her. And then thankfully, I don't think I put Dolly in deep water, so she didn't get any of the drowning effect, thank goodness. And she can gather up these clams. And then Puka, I'm going to go ahead and send Puka. Oh, there's another little clam he can try to collect. I'll let Komi collect it, actually. And no, Moel, I am not going to accidentally click on you and have Komi mate with you. Sorry, buddy. And little Lakori can actually help out with, she can't crack any, even though she can breathe underwater, she can't crack any of the clamshells, and she can't get any fish. So she's actually going to come up and help with a berry bush. So she can help light the area up at the very least, and then help out with berry bushes. And then Newt is going to gather up some nuts. No, Moel. I kind of love having Moel just nearby, and he's sort of just in the area. And we've got Orky. How I'm going to move Orky onto the beach to think about sending her. And then Reiki, I can send down into the water. Reiki is going to be swimming around the water and looking for fish before we go. And Orky, I don't know if I should send Orky, actually. Let's see, F and B immunity, B and B immunity, and then A and B, or D and B immunity. on her siblings, so maybe I won't send her. Kooky has D and B, like his brother, and I think it's more important that his brother goes, because he's a generalist, but his brother is a bit of a specialist when it comes to strength. So I'm going to leave Kooky here, and Orky, I don't know if I'll send Orky. Maybe, because she does have venomous fangs. So I'll send her onto the beach, and she can kind of just help to keep an eye on the area until I decide if she goes or not. And then Piper, B and F immunity. I think it's going to come down to picking the immunities on the creatures that we're going to send and the creatures we're going to keep. We have E and B here. So yeah, we'll have to go through and I will write down and kind of sort through all of the different immunity genes that we currently have from the creatures currently born. And then we do have Ray. Yeah, Ray's actually pretty good. She's got great movement, good collecting. She's got D and G. G immunity is not something you see very often. Is that a swimming bunny? Ray, what do you think about that? Are you gonna swim after the bunny? Where are you going, bunny? All right, well, bunnies can survive underwater. That's news to me. I'm not sure about Piper. B and F. I think the only thing that would really make me send her is that she's got good collecting and she has the cracking ability. And she does have the ability to breathe underwater with her underwater body. So maybe, but she's a little older. So I'm going to have to think about that. And then, of course, Nunu. What's going on? Oh, he's so cute with the way that he looks. Oh my goodness. And then we have little Nunu, who can't do anything other than collect one berry at a time or maybe chase after bunnies. But he can breathe underwater. So there's that going for him. So I might have him come up and get out of the water. Kirkir. Yeah, really nice abilities on Kirkir too, and Kirkir is very handsome. E and B immunity. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to go through, and he's healthy. He's really healthy. It would be a pity not to send Kirkir actually. So I'm gonna let him gather up those berries and then start sending Kirkir over to that side of the island. And then Kuvan, F and E. Do I have any F yet? I mean, there would be other creatures who would have F. And then who's more talented? I would send Kuvan over Kirkir because Kuvan has more movement and that would be very useful. Oh yeah, nice. Welcome to the family. I forgot you were going to be born, little one. And once again, we have swimming tail and webbed feet, but we don't have, and we have cracking. So she's okay. She just can't do any fishing. You know what, Rice? That's better than anything else that we have managed to have born yet. So I'm going to name her, let's name her Orton, or let's name her, I want to name her like, there we go, Pearl. That's what's inside of an oyster. So let's go with, Pear? Let's just go with Pearl. You know what? We had Orchid a while ago, so we're just going to go straight up with Pearl, excuse me. And yeah, I'm really disappointed because I was really hoping all of that time that we had Orca and that we had Jolie, that their children combined with Titan's children would be really great swimmers who would be able to go in the water and do fishing, but we haven't had any luck with that. So I'm about ready to give up on trying to even do that goal and just focus on exploring the rest of the island and moving on to the next island. So Triton is amazing. He's handsome and amazing and unique and different, but he just hasn't had any luck. Maybe it's because we've been trying to breed with similar females. We just haven't had any luck with it. So, And the only one we've ever had who could do decent fishing was born on the other side of the island, and that is little Reiki here. And I kind of want to name her, let's name her Marie. Or like, let's see, Ariel. Let's name her Airy. Just like that, because it's like Ariel. She's the only one who can go fishing. That so far, out of all of the creatures that we really have had born successfully, because she at least moves a little bit. We have a couple other creatures who could technically fish, but they can only move one movement at a time in the water, and that's not going to help us chase fish down. So, all right, yeah. Oh, good. We're getting there, you guys. The last of the babies will be born, and we will start shooing everybody we think might be remotely useful over towards the next island. That may include Piper, it may not. Von Rowe is actually super healthy. He would be a good one to possibly send to, so I might just kind of gently poke him that way. I will go through and look at everybody manually with like a piece of paper so I can really see what genetics we want to try to send on to the next island. And then I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.